Our next guest was one of the senators demanding answers from the director of the Secret Service there at the RNC. For more, let's welcome in Oklahoma Senator James Lankford. Senator, good morning to you. So walk us through that moment at the RNC. Were you able to get any answers from Director Cheatle?
We were not able to get answers there. I do appreciate looking at the video there and seeing unintelligible on what I was saying.
We knew what you were saying, Senator.
Because what I was actually saying is I serve on the Homeland Security Committee. We have already reached out to you and your office. We want you to be able to appear before us next week. Are you coming? We've not gotten an answer back from you if we can do a public hearing yet. Your team's been stalling that. And she immediately said, this is not the right forum to discuss this. I'm leaving. Goodbye, basically. And so that's when it started the pursuit out the door to say, these are all fair questions. Now, we heard that she was in the arena, and we found the location that she was in one of these suites. And so we had gone to her to be able to say, we had a call with you 4 hours ago. You didn't answer our questions then. We want to be able to get some answers now. And then for me, serving on Homeland Security, I want you to be able to do these publicly as well. It's not an unreasonable question that we all have. If they knew before the president ever went on the stage, there was a threat somewhere in the crowd and they were trying to find that threat, they'd already identified him as a threat. Why did they let the president go on stage at that point if they knew there was a threat about 150 yards away?
Yeah, and you are doing the work of the American people, literally doing what I think so many people would do if they were in that convention hall. You were reduced to a United States senator with your colleagues, physically chasing this woman down the hall and up an escalator as she ran away. I never thought I would see that. I haven't seen that before. But Americans want answers. Why was this 20-year-old recluse able to get on this roof 125 yards away from where Donald Trump was speaking with an AR-15? He used a ladder that he had just purchased at Home Depot, ammunition that he had just purchased that same day. And why was the Secret Service so willing to let the most famous human maybe on the planet get out there and speak when they were aware of this threat on the roof so close to where Donald Trump was going to be delivering his remarks?
But that is the biggest issue. If you go back just a few minutes before in the story you were telling as well, they had seen him with what's called a rangefinder trying to identify how exactly far away he would be from the shot. That's what tipped them off to say this is not just a little threat. This is a big threat. Once you use a rangefinder, if anyone uses a firearm or rifle, to be able to know exactly how far that bullet's going to fall as they take the shot, how you have to be able to level that out to be able to balance out your scope or to be able to balance out your sight. That is a significant issue. He's not playing golf out there trying to determine how far it is to the pin. It was pretty obvious what was happening. And that's what alerted a lot of this local law enforcement to say this is a very real threat. They knew he was there. They knew he was a threat, but they didn't stop it. They let the president still go on stage anyway.
Senator, earlier in the show, we spoke with two former Secret Service agents, and I asked them what needs to change within the Secret Service for Trump to be safe at his future rallies. And they said a change in leadership. Does the director need to resign?
The director does need to resign. The American people have lost trust in her. That's very clear at this point. She came out even in our call and said, hey, mistakes have been made. But then she immediately shifted to the local law enforcement that was in that area of the perimeter and tried to be able to push it that direction on. The Secret Service has the responsibility to be able to protect the president, and those folks that are actually running for president, that's their responsibility. This was an epic failure, clearly. We have a gentleman who has passed away. We have others who are injured, and we have the past president and now about to be future president almost lose his life, as he described it, within a quarter inch, which all of us saw clearly. This is something that they need to have accountability for, not only on the senior level there, but also who made the decision on the ground.